Okay, you're teetering in the left rear just like an inch. Maybe.
Oh, okay, what did you just do there?
That's disconnect. You can disconnect it mid-obstacle? What's up, Lite Nation?
What's going on, Brite Nation?
What's up, Lite Nation?
What's up, Lite Nation?
Guys, so if you don't recognize this handsome fella right here, this is Lauren Healy. And yes, he did race against us in the 4400 Series Classic King of the Hammers. Yes, he did way better than we did.
And yes, he's a King of the Hammers champion.
This guy is not only an extremely skilled professional off-road racer, but he also works with the Fun Havers, and he comes up with some pretty cool stuff. Which brings us to the main point of this video, which is that beautiful vehicle behind us that has not been on the Brite YouTube channel until today. And what are we doing?
Yeah, I've got a really special treat for you today. This is a pre-production Bronco. Luckily, Ford brought all the Broncos out here to Moab to let people ride and experience it, but I'm gonna take you on an extra special ride. We'll go hit some of the rocks on behind the rocks, rip out in the sand dunes, and just give you the experience and show you why I love Broncos so much and how much cool technology is in it.
This is gonna be a Brite special trail ride in the all-new Bronco. Tighten your seatbelts.
I mean, jumping onto a dirt road, there's a bunch of different modes. They call them the G.O.A.T modes, and it's just on a dial selector. And it kind of takes some of the information, you know, that maybe the novice might not necessarily know. Like I just put it into Baja mode right now, and so it'll change how the transmission shifts for you, and we'll change some of the program and stuff like that. And then there's a sand mode, there's a rock crawl mode, dirt, sand, and ruts that'll kind of like help you, you know, use electronics to go through some different stuff. So
we're in Baja mode because we're actually going to be on kind of a hard packed, bumpy road.
Yep.
All right, so that's going to be
Your higher speed.
Yep, and you can hear it holding that
Holding
gear
the
for
gear,
you and,
right.
and keeping you up in the RPMs and up into the boost.
and that's going to give you better throttle response by doing that because you're not lugging down low.
Yep. And so the only thing that we've done to this Bronco, this is a Badlands with the Sasquatch package, so that comes ready for 35s. Only thing we did is put a set of RTR wheels and Nitto tires on it and have been ripping it, you know, all week here in Moab.
Now this one has the Bilstein shocks.
Yep.
Are there sensors where they change with each mode, or are they
No.
kind of just set? No, they're
No.
just so they're just tuned for all of it to ride because it was really smooth on the highway.
Yeah, it's
And this really is. You could do
Still
this
really
all.
good, yeah.
Let's say you could do this all day.
right.
And you're at what, 20 psi? You said the tire.
Yeah, 20 psi.
So you're not even super low.
No.
Yeah, like my goal is to drive it with 35s because we got the same thing, Badlands with Sasquatch package.
Yep.
So it'll basically be, I guess, this setup, and we want to go test the crap out of it. But then our goal is to go 37s because I think a lot of people are going to do that. You can't do 37s on stock setup, right? You need a little lift for 37s.
Yeah, so it comes with crash bars up there, and you can take those off and make a little bit more room for turning and up travel.
Okay.
If you add 2 inches of width in your tire or in your suspension package, and if you add 2 inches of lift. So 2 inches of width, 2 inches of lift, 37s.
37s all day.
And you're ready to go.
You would just need like a 2-inch spacer, right? Like to relocate the shock.
Most people are doing it with a coilover right now and just adding preload from what I've seen so far, but I think there'll be a few different options.
Yeah, no doubt. But I kind of want to do a budget, like a budget build up first and test it, right? Ford and Bilstein took a long time to get these shocks dialed in for the way the vehicle handles. Like eventually I'll go to coilovers, but at first, like I said, 37s, 2-inch lift, and then you just spacer.
Right.
I guess you'll have to make spacer brackets for that. Now these have the internal bump zones too, right? So as you're, I think as you bottom out, there's an internal bump in the shock. We got to see that at the factory. So that goes. That goes like a big motor car.
And it's kind of got that little bit of a throaty sound in it.
Yeah.
I love the way the 2.7 sounds. I mean, it absolutely rips. It shreds.
Is Bronco waving a thing?
It is now.
Now you have the sway bar connected right now?
I do right now.
Okay.
Yep.
So high speed stuff, you want sway bar connected, right?
Yeah, until like you said, though, like now that we're getting ready to jump down into the wash, I'll disconnect it.
And so you just do it while you're driving.
Yep.
So okay, you can't do that in the Jeep. You have to come to a complete stop.
Yep.
And it reconnects it at 20 miles an hour.
It does. So as soon as you start getting into something that's
Holy shit!
Dude!
This thing would outrun my Jeep. This thing pulls like a freaking train.
So this is just like our little rocky trail.
Right.
Back to the GO.A.T modes. You just shift over to rock crawl mode. That shifts you into low range. You do have to be into neutral to let it shift. What that does for you is that automatically locks your rear locker.
Okay.
And then if you need your rear locker, it's up to you on that situation.
The front.
And I really like where these are at. They're in your line of sight versus down here, you know, that are kind of hard. You're looking away from the dash and trying to find stuff.
You don't really have to look away from.
No.
That's pretty cool. Kevin putting in work today. He's actually hiking the trails and filming for me, while helping me film.
That was like nothing.
Yep, it goes right down.
Yeah.
So this is trail turn assist, and I think this is one of the really cool options. It's like a rock crawler. If you had a cutting brake or anything like that, it locks up the inside tire for you, and it goes off a steering angle. So all you do is put it to full turn, and you can hear it hit.
You can hear it like hit that brake.
Hear it hit that brake. Yeah. So I'm not touching the brake.
You can feel it dragging that right.
Feel that pivot.
You see that rear tire locked, so they could do that hard turn right there. That's nuts.
How cool is that, right?
Super cool to make a hard turn.
Yeah. I think that and then the one pedal is the two really cool things that set this apart from any other vehicle out there. It's so neat. So I'll show you one pedal here in just a second.
I had to buy a buggy to get cutting brakes.
What's the next thing you're talking about?
One pedal. So there's a couple different like trail controls, like also like a cruise control. So you can give somebody that confidence to set the cruise control at like 1 mile an hour, all the way up to 5 mile an hour. That it'll let the vehicle do kind of everything for you, where you don't have to touch the gas, the brake,
going
anything.
Up,
down, descent stuff, however you want it. And then the other cool thing is one pedal. So the button in the middle right here, in the middle of the GO.A.T modes button, that's where you shift your transfer case. So if you hit one pedal just like that, you can see trail one pedal drive active. That lets it brake for you. So you don't have to think about braking and gassing at the same time. See how I'm off the brakes right now? It's braking for me. And the guy that's been rock crawling all his life, or is an avid off-roader, it's two-footing for you. It brakes for you. It controls the vehicle, controls the suspension for you. Like, it's doing everything for you and keeping the vehicle settled, all while you just give it gas. Like, it's so
two-footing
neat
for you, right? I teach Jeepers that all the time because I see them, whoom, whoom, and they're constantly falling off a line because they don't. And then I show them 2-foot, and they're like, "That just changed my life off road."
So this does it for you, and that's what you've been showing people.
You use that brake turn to come around this and get squared up. Now, right here, this will tell you if it's got flex or if it's going to pull a tire. That's a good climb.
So I didn't touch the brakes the whole time.
Yeah, it was only...
Like, it's just, and you can feel it, so it hits the brake for me and stops.
Yeah, the moment you let off the throttle, so
and
you're not rolling back and weight shifting and anything like that.
It's controlling it the whole time for me. And I think for that novice, it'll really give them a lot of confidence that they're not trying to settle the vehicle and do all the stuff we do with the brakes.
Okay, so you for sure gonna pull a tire on this.
I'm gonna turn the sway bar disconnect. I'm gonna show you how much flex it has then. So I've got the sway bar on right now.
So sway bar is connected.
So the back right come up a little bit. Are you off the ground? No, you're not off the ground. Okay, the left rear is, okay, you're teetering, the left rear just like an inch. Maybe.
Oh, okay. What did you just do there?
That's disconnect. You can disconnect it mid-obstacle?
Wait, you could disconnect it while you were, did you?
You see how much?
Yeah, that literally just disconnected while he was flexed out and planted him.
It's magic.
It's magic.
It's just magic.
We'll call it magic.
It's just Ford magic. That was so cool.
So what do you guys think? A Lite, Brite, fun haver, badass Bronco build. You've seen their Ranger, which is sick. I think a Bronco that looks just like that says Lite, Brite on it would be
extra sick. That's basically where he's going. Dude, this is so looking
Right? All that space up there.
now between this and a solid axle rig, do you sometimes need to carry a little more speed because of IFS?
It's just my natural race car in
how
me.
you-
And
okay.
I've been wheeling Moab and Farmington, New Mexico on ledges my whole life. So I naturally bump across the ledge.
Just to kind of get through.
You know, just that little don't get to the edge and sit there and
Right.
Like, it's just my natural way of how I drive.
Okay.
So let's do trail control on this one just so you can see.
Okay.
You know, it's cruise control 4. So I turned on one pedal and
Okay.
then we're just gonna go forward and we're hitting it. So I set it at 1 mile per hour.
And you don't have brake or throttle on, essentially.
I'm literally just giving steering input
Yeah.
here. And it's doing everything for me. As slow as I want to go, I mean, all I'm doing is giving steering
input, yeah.
Yep. Feet are completely off the pedals. The vehicle's doing everything for me.
What I was telling him, Kevin, is like between IFS and solid axle, we were, you know, there's always going to be a give and take. There's a compromise, right? It's a lot less of a compromise, a lot less take than I was expecting with this.
I've been doubting it. Even though I ordered it, I was like, I'm getting one. I don't care. I'll make it work. I've been down. I'm like, no, it's going to be probably not. You won't technically need 40s on this because that's going to be
Because
that
you don't
next
need the
level of
clearance,
jump, right? Because you have the IFS up front, so you have the clearance up front.
Yep.
I mean, doing what we're doing right now, I wouldn't recommend a Jeep over this. Like, I wouldn't say, no, you absolutely should go buy a Rubicon instead.
That Ford, that was their inspiration for the very beginning and give these guys all the tools and technology to get out and do it. I absolutely love it.
Now, the shafts, the axle shafts, the front
Yeah.
CVs look big.
Yeah, it's very similar to what's in a Raptor. Yeah, it's big stuff.
The front CVs look really big.
Yep.
I was hesitant about telling people to go buy a Bronco or wait for the Bronco, but now I'm not at all.
I'm definitely, more impressed in this than I thought I would be.
The more I learn the technology and like the one pedal and some of that stuff, I'm maybe arrogant in that sense that I'm like, I don't need knowledge,
Right.
but I'm
But it's
using
nice
it
to have.
and I like it.
Right.
Like the vehicle's helping me be a better driver. So
Right. But when you come out with your family or friends,
Yep.
you don't, that's a lot of work to do that all day.
For sure.
Isn't it kind of nice just to come out and enjoy the off-roading aspect of it? If you want to challenge yourself, you don't have to activate it.
No.
If you want to do it on your own, do it on your own. And that compression is so soft and then it never hurts.
Right.
You're waiting for that, like,
We still haven't bottomed out.
no, we've hit internal bump. You can sort of,
Yeah.
you can feel the secondary, like, but it doesn't wham, you know? Yeah, like that right there would have thrown you out of sorts in the Jeep. Even in my Ultra 4 car, that throws me out of sorts in my solid axle. Yay. Did you get that one?
I did, and that
still felt fine.
that would have sucked in the Jeep. Oh yeah.
I mean, to me, like, there's a bunch of Raptor inspiration in this Bronco. Like, it's like this awesome, more nibble, and, like, agile Raptor to me. Like, just the way it shreds and the power it has and the way it transfers weight, it's so rad. Front and rear fenders unbolt, and we can change our fenders. You know, with the plastic fenders, they quarter turn. Like, if we were getting into a situation out here and we wanted to take the plastic fenders off, it'd take us 10 seconds. We quarter turn them and pop the plastic off.
Okay.
And then the fenders underneath it, the metal fenders underneath it, those are just bolted on. And so
Like a Corvette.
Yeah, like if you
Like the Corvette quarter panels.
laid a panel onto a rock,
Yeah.
you know, your tub's not smoked. You go unbolt that panel and bolt a new one on.
Really?
Or you check out the Funhaber fiberglass fenders or carbon fiber fenders, and maybe that's your reason to upgrade. Like,
Ah.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Okay,
Yeah,
so nobody has that. I just put armor on my Jeep, and luckily I did because I flopped it like 2 days later, and that corner armor saved me from crushing my whole quarter panel in.
Absolutely.
But if I would have, I'd be replacing a whole side of my Jeep.
Yeah, you cut the whole tub apart.
Yeah.
One of the really cool things with Ford, like with the RS and the Raptor, when you buy your vehicle, there's an experience or a school included to inspire you and to help give you the technology and the knowledge of the vehicle.
Just give you experience and to know your vehicle in and out. So
give
it's
you
a whole
that
school.
confidence. And so this is the Bronco Off-Rodeo. There's 4 different places that you can go to it. It'll be Austin, Texas. It'll be in Vermont. It'll be in Las Vegas, and then the one here in Moab. You know, Vaughn and I have worked with Jackson Dawson to put our twist of fun onto these courses and let everybody come out for a 2-day experience and teach them all the technology, all the stuff I just showed you to inspire you to get out into the off-road and you know, disconnect and get up into the mountains or whatever your adventure is.
So that it's essentially, that comes with the purchase of a Bronco.
Yep.
You get to go to this experience or school
Yep.
for a couple days to really get familiar with the car that you just purchased.
Absolutely, yeah, that's really neat.
Oh, that's cool.
Ford's really brought their A game. They've done their research. It's gonna be a cool next 10 years.
Right, which I mean, I want to definitely test it the way most people will to inspire people. Like, hey, and then if you want to get crazy, okay, sure. we're gonna test the crazy now. So, I'm
impressed.
I'm actually really shocked right now.
All right, you guys. So obviously, a lot of other YouTube channels have gone over the specs of the new Bronco. Today, we focused more on what it was genuinely capable of, because I know everyone's been wondering, what is really the competition going to be like between a Jeep Wrangler and a Bronco? That's the age-old question that everyone wants to know. And I think after this ride, I think the competition is genuinely going to be a lot closer than people might have thought originally.
Way more than I thought. I thought I was going to get in this and be like, okay, it goes fast. And I thought you were going to be pulling tires on rocks, slipping all over the place. I was wrong. Now, you do have nittos on this. Let's.
We upgraded the tires.
He does have 35-inch nittos. This came with 35-inch Goodyear.
Okay.
So
I had expectations, and not to say that I had low expectations, mind you, but they weren't. I figured this would do great Baja style, you know, like you'd expect the Raptor to do, but I figured it would not be able to even touch a candle to the Jeep in the rocks, and it. Dude, disconnecting the sway bar mid-obstacle, I know it's such a tiny thing, but that is probably one of the cool, like, all of us were like, whoa, what?
Yeah, and Sarah actually got that shot from behind because he was sitting there flexed out. It was like, psh.
Just dropped down, like, what happened there? Yeah. What was that? And we're like, okay.
Yeah,
Dude.
It's so exciting. Like, I knew you guys had a Bronco on order. You know, we all race together. We see each other at events all the time. And that's why I wanted to come give you guys experience, tell you, like, show you all about it, teach you about all the technology, because, you know, I'm so in love with this thing, and I just want to show my experience or my passion about this with everybody, and I'm stoked that you guys wanted to.
He's been telling me, like, we chat all the time, he's been telling me, I'm like, that's because he's with Ford.
Yeah,
like, I really did. I was like, he's only saying that because, and actually he shut me up today.
He did. Honestly, you did your job well, because I will say you've inspired us in the sense that I am way more excited now about our Bronco order than I was a couple hours ago before we started this whole thing, because I'm extremely impressed to see what Kevin and I are able to do and what we're able to put the new Bronco through, you know, in the Lite Brite way that we tend to do with things. So it should be really cool, and it'll be really cool also working with you specifically and Vaughn on the fun haver side of things to see not only what the Bronco is capable stock, but once we start modifying it, what its limits are going to be.
Yeah, I can't leave anything alone, so I can't wait to get my hands on my own. That's not a pre-production unit. And then we can start cutting it apart.
Then we can really have some fun.
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome.
We'll put
all right, on. Thank you so much.
Guys.
You guys rock.
Why you high-fiving me?
Just because we're in this together. All right, you guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Remember, you can find all your Lite Brite Nation merch at LiteBriteStudios.com, all your Lite Brite Nation decals at PixelDecals.com. We love you so much.
Yeah,
we will see you next time.
See
Bye.
ya.
Mwah. Blow kiss.
Sweet.
Blow a kiss.
Oh, I did not.
Yes! I fully didn't expect him to do that.
Hey, girly. What do you think?
I like it.
Do you like it?
I might have to get a Bronco. I might.
Instead of a Jeep girl, you're gonna be a Bronco girl instead.
Like, well, I have the F-150 in my Mustang, so like I gotta stick with
there
that.
you go. There you go. Maybe you can win our giveaway one.
Ooh, dang.